WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
Terrifying moments inside Fayette Mall.
And we heard was like 3 gunshots, and then we started hearing people yell.
3 people shot.
All of a sudden I heard pop, pop, pop.
As police are left talking to dozens of shoppers who heard the shots.
There's numerous witnesses we have to talk to.
Tonight, what we're learning about the shooting and hear from folks who had to find shelter while they waited for police. Hands raised as they walked out of Fayette Mall. Shoppers ran for shelter or ran from the mall after someone opened fire. Breaking tonight, we've learned 1 person has died. 2 other people were injured in what police say was a targeted shooting. That shooting happening around 4 this afternoon near the Bath & Body Works store. We have team coverage for you tonight covering that shooting and the reaction from those inside the mall. And we begin tonight with WKYT's Grayson Passmore. She's live outside Fayette Mall. Grayson, the mall remained closed tonight as police investigate.
Garrett, we're still out here at the front entrance of the mall. Police and first responders have cleared the scene. They just left a few minutes before we got started here, and the area does not appear to be blocked off anymore. We've seen some cars driving in and out. We were able to speak with some people who were inside the mall at the time of the shooting. They detail their escapes as people fled the mall.
I heard pop, pop, pop. 3 loud noises, 3 gunshots, and I saw everybody running, and we all just ran.
What Fayette Mall goer Linda describes as the sound of fireworks was something far less celebratory Sunday afternoon.
It was hundreds of people running through Dillard's. Everybody ran.
Instant mass chaos inside the packed mall after Lexington police say at least 3 people were shot.
He pulled his gun, and it was face level. He shot that man right in the head. He had to.
Too traumatized to go on camera, Emily says she and her friends were shopping in the Bath & Body Works when a group of about 4 or 5 young guys started fighting right in front of them.
They started throwing punches. One of them got mad.
That's when Emily said one of the men pulled a gun out and started firing.
And they booked it, and we all ran towards the back. And as we ran towards the back, they shut the gates, and they shut us in the back room, and they locked the door.
Emily says store employees immediately called the police, LPD getting the group out through a side door.
They tried to keep us out of the blood. They were trying to keep us to the side.
The trail of blood, the only thing left separating Emily and her friends from the safety they weren't sure they were going to see again.
These were kids, man. That's their whole life's gone. That's so stupid. That's their whole life.
Emily says it looked like to their friend group the men might have been around their late teens, early 20s. This is an ongoing situation. We will update you as soon as we know more. Live in Lexington, Grayson Passmore, WKYT.
Absolutely terrifying. Thank you, Grayson. Lexington Police Chief Lawrence Weathers says officers spent tonight talking to the dozens of witnesses inside the mall. Now, right now, police don't believe this was a random shooting, but they are asking folks with information to come forward to help in the investigation.
Even if it's just a small little bit of information that they think may not lead to anything, please just provide us that information so that way we can move forward in this investigation. Just the smallest tip may lead to some information that can move us forward on this investigation.
Some people were able to get out of the mall quickly. Others were escorted out of the mall by police. Chris Ford sent us this video. You can see him and a group of people being led out of the mall. Chris says he's thankful for the police for getting him out safely. But for other people, they had to wait, sheltered inside the mall for police to come get them. WKYT's Victor Puente continues our team coverage with that part of the story.
For the people inside the Fayette Mall, this afternoon was one of confusion.
We just saw a bunch of people kind of just running through our store, and a few people were talking about how there was like an active shooter in the mall.
Hannah Harrison said workers at All Sports locked their gates and took their customers into a back room where they'd be safe.
We waited it out for about 30 minutes, and a police officer came and knocked on the back, and they asked us if we were okay and stuff.
One woman I talked to told me that she was in Build-A-Bear when she heard those shots. Then, a short time later, she also heard police confronting someone.
And then all of a sudden we heard was 3 gunshots, and then we started hearing people yell. And then we just started seeing people running.
Marilyn Watson was inside Build-A-Bear and said employees there also took them into the back.
We heard the police outside the back door getting the suspect and telling them to put their hands up. So, and then it got quiet.
She said those employees helped calm their fears, even during that harrowing situation.
They quickly had us go back into the storage area. They were praying with people. They were giving people water, giving lollipops to the kids, making sure they had bears so that they wouldn't be hurting.
Both women told me the people they were around pulled together, even during the scariest moments.
Locked our doors, told them what was happening, and they wanted to wait with us in the back area where we weren't open in the store.
Those of us who do value life, it just makes me value my husband more.
In Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Fayette Mall closed after that shooting. In a tweet, though, the mall said they expect to reopen tomorrow on the normal schedule. And tonight, UK President Eli Capilouto also responding to the shooting, sending thoughts and prayers to the victims and their families, saying, quote, "I urge anyone in need of suffering in the aftermath of senseless violence like this to reach out and connect." UK has opened its counseling center for students who need help. Today also marks 1 year since a woman was shot and killed leaving Fayette Mall. At last check, no arrests had been made in the death of 30-year-old LaPortia Stringer. The Nicholasville woman was in her car at the intersection of Nicholasville Road and Wilson Downing. Police believe that was a targeted shooting. We will continue to follow this story. You can find updates around the clock on WKYT.com and inside the WKYT News app. Well, we saw some rain this afternoon off and on in places, but will we have a dry start to the work week? WKYT meteorologist Adam Burniston has the answer. Adam?
Well, we are going to be seeing mostly dry conditions. We can't completely rule out the rain chances, but it's looking a lot better than what we saw this weekend. And for some of you this weekend, you hardly saw any rain out there, and then you're going to continue to see that dry streak continuing on into this week. Pretty quiet conditions out there now tonight, very much on the mild side, only lower 70s and upper 60s out the door. We could see some patchy fog out there in the morning hours, but so far, not much left over on radar. Just a few storms out into West Virginia, a few just to our south in Tennessee, but generally that system going to be moving off to the east. So for tomorrow, we do have that isolated storm chance. We're going to be talking about that, but generally temperatures back into a summer feel, mid to upper 80s, along with tracking those potential isolated rain threats. We're also getting a better handle on how the tropical systems may impact our own forecast later on into this week ahead as well. So I'll be having those details and much more in my full forecast coming up in about 15 minutes.
Adam, thank you. One person has serious injuries after a crash this afternoon in Lexington. Happened at the intersection of North Broadway and Cane Run Road just before 3 o'clock. Police tell us one person was taken to the hospital. 2 other people were not hurt. It's not clear yet what caused the crash. A, quote, regrettable error made by the University of Kentucky left COVID-19 data and some personal information vulnerable. It was left on a spreadsheet being used by the university's contact tracing team, but they were notified the information was accessible to anyone with a UK email address. WKYT's Shelby Smithson explains how many people have been affected.
As COVID testing continues on UK's campus, the university has developed a system for notifying students and staff of their results. But Sunday, UK realized there was a flaw in that system.
The incident involved a shared file that our contact tracing team was using to make contacts to reach out to people who had basically tested negative over the last couple of weeks. And that file basically wasn't, we believe the issue was it wasn't set to a setting that kept it private or locked down like it should have been.
The university found that the file was accessible to anyone with a UK email address, so no one outside of the university could get access to the spreadsheet.
It's impacted in some way several hundred people on our campus, mostly students, a smaller number of employees.
The file didn't contain private health information or social security numbers, but it did list names, dates of birth, and the negative test results. While Blanton says they believe it was only accessible for a short period of time, he says it is still a regrettable error and hopes it doesn't deter anyone from being tested in the future.
We know it's an anxious time. We know it's an uncertain time. We know an incident like this might make people more uncertain. So we want to address it quickly, tell people what we know, when we know it, and how we're working to fix it, and hopefully that sense of transparency and openness about what we're doing and how we're working to protect people will give them the assurance they need to continue doing what they need to do to keep themselves and each other healthy and safe on our campus.
In Lexington, Shelby Smithson for the Fox 56 10 o'clock news.
UK is beginning phase 2 of its testing plan. This will focus on 5,500 students involved in Greek life. That's because the positivity rate for Greek life students is around 3%, while the campus has tested around 1%. Testing started today and will run through August 30th. Of the nearly 22,000 tests done so far by UK, 245 students have tested positive. Lexington Catholic High School will move to online classes for the next 2 weeks. That's just days after beginning the school year in person. In a letter to parents, school leaders say the decision was made after cases of COVID-19 were reported by parents and the health department. Students are expected to be back in the classroom September 8th. Governor Andy Beshear says the state remains in a plateau of COVID cases. Here's tonight's breakdown. With today's 467 new cases, the state's total is now 43,529. Deaths went up 9 to 881. Now, on Sundays, the state does not update the positivity rate for new tests, but it was last at 4.84%. Good to see it below 5, and we'll get an update on that tomorrow. We have started a new week. The week that ended yesterday had the most new cases of any week since the pandemic started. Our 3-day average remains above 500, and it has been there for the past month now. This week, Kentucky will almost certainly join the states with more than 45,000 cases, those states seen here in red. Illinois was our first neighboring state to pass that mark back in April. Virginia did so in June, as did Ohio, Indiana, and Missouri, and Tennessee did that in July. 2 storms take aim at the Gulf Coast, how the city of New Orleans is preparing.
And we're getting a better look of how those storms may impact us here in the Commonwealth. I'll take you through the latest hour-by-hour forecast and show you that tropical track. That's after the break.
At our Kentucky factory, we make the stainless steel that goes into medical devices and equipment. When the pandemic hit, we stepped up to support our healthcare heroes. Senator McConnell knows how important our jobs are. That's why he's taking on China and standing up for American manufacturing. Senator McConnell is fighting to end our dependence on China and bring critical supply lines and manufacturing jobs back to America. Tell Senator McConnell to keep fighting for the American worker.
In need of some me time? May we suggest mini biscuits? Or sausage? Or gravy? What if we combine all 3 with eggs and cheese? How does me time sound now? Biscuit breakfast bowls are now at DQ. Choose chicken strips or Purnell sausage, paired with fluffy eggs, melty cheese, steaming mini biscuits, and warm gravy. We're bringing me time back for breakfast. DQ. Happy tastes good.
The weekend starts now.
Go, boy, go! Go, boy, go! Go, boy, go! Now, hurry, get the car! Go some more!
The redesigned 3-row GMC Acadia. Now everyone can get GM employee pricing on most 2020 GMC SUV models. Use it to get nearly $7,300 total value on this Acadia Denali.
Visit your Bluegrass GMC dealer today.
This spring, pick your power, fuel, or battery. To find your local Steel dealers, visit steeldealers.com.
I'm Amy McGrath, and I approve this message.
Have you seen Mitch McConnell's ad?
Nobody's tougher on China than Mitch.
Wrong. No one's given more to China. Over 36 years, Mitch McConnell voted for 14 trade deals shipping jobs to countries like China. Mitch McConnell made China richer, their military stronger. Now he's whining that criticizing him is racist? It's not racist, it's his record. 36 years is long enough.
Considering all they do for you, why not do one of the best things you can do for them, especially when it's this simple? See if your kids qualify for no-cost health insurance. There are no hassles, no red tape, and if you qualify, no cost to you. So go ahead. Think of it as returning the favor for everything they bring into your life. Apply online at kidshealth.ky.gov or call toll-free 1-877-KCHIP18.
Get the money you need now. Apply for a home equity line of credit at Cumberland Valley National Bank today with no payments for 6 months and low rates. There's never been a better time to tap into your home's equity.
When you wake up, watch live drive traffic during WKYT This Morning. Take Kentucky newsmakers with you wherever you go. Now available wherever you get your podcasts. Get WKYT news and weather updates on 104.5 The Cat.
Tropical storm Marco is barreling toward the Gulf Coast with tropical storm Laura not far behind. Both storms are expected to make landfall this week. Janet Shamlian is in New Orleans with how the city's preparing.
This is a dangerous and unprecedented situation for a wide swath of the Gulf Coast. And tonight, they are getting ready by ordering mandatory evacuations in some of the most vulnerable low-lying areas. In addition, oil producers are shutting down some offshore rigs. Crews are cleaning drains and pumping drainage canals. There's a run on supplies.
This is a very serious situation.
Authorities like Louisiana's governor are issuing urgent warning.
These storms pose a challenge that, quite frankly, we've not seen before.
2 potential hurricanes in the middle of a pandemic, with some of the states hardest hit by COVID also in the path of these storms. People who evacuate to shelters will be required to social distance, have their temperatures taken, and wear masks. And as we report from New Orleans tonight, this week marks 15 years since the region was devastated by Hurricane Katrina. More than 1,200 people died in the storm. New Orleans was flooded when the levees here failed, and flooding is again a concern tonight, as Marco and Laura are expected to swamp this region throughout the week.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Adam Burniston.
And we may see an impact from those tropical systems as well here in the Commonwealth. We'll talk about that here soon. Now, tonight, though, our downtown Skycam giving us a nice little view of that crescent moon there off in the distance. Almost a red hue to it just because it's so close to that horizon there. Pretty awesome view, though, if I say so myself. After my forecast, maybe you can hop outside and look at that as well. But first, let's talk about that forecast for now. Not much rain out there left over tonight. We're going to be seeing some drier conditions moving in, that low pressure system moving to our east as well. We're not getting rid of all of the rain chances. As we look at this hour-by-hour forecast, you notice some storms building again Monday afternoon across southern and southeastern Kentucky. You'll see a few green blips trying to show up in the Commonwealth, into the bluegrass region rather, but it's going to be hard to come by. I think most will be staying dry out there on Monday, highs back into the mid-80s. So we take it through Monday night into Tuesday. You see, again, another possible isolated threat for parts of the Commonwealth. Temperatures, again, on the mild side, that summer feel still sticking around throughout much of Tuesday as highs are going to be cranking up into the mid to upper 80s. Now, also tracking the tropics, now talking about this, we have tropical storm now, what used to be Marco, Hurricane Marco, now downgraded to a tropical storm, still 70-mile-an-hour winds. That's going to be still skirting by southern Louisiana, causing a lot of havoc with all of the rains. While it's only a tropical storm, it doesn't mean the threat is completely gone. For Laura, this is the one we're a little bit more focused on, at least for our own forecast. You see, it makes its way past Cuba. Once it hits the warm waters of the Gulf, it quickly strengthens into a Category 1 hurricane and then makes landfall sometime around Wednesday night, maybe even into Thursday, Category 2 hurricane there in Louisiana. So a double hit for them, obviously some big issues. But then as it moves inland, it starts to weaken, makes a turn for the Commonwealth. Now, it could still track a little bit to the south, to the north, so we will be watching that closely. But nonetheless, models are still picking up well that rainfall impact, that leftover moisture as it moves inland. You see model here, European model, showing 4+ inches in some isolated areas over a couple days stretch there. GFS forecast a little bit less with that just because it takes it a little bit further north. But still impressive what we could see with this system. Now, I'll be honest, we could still see a little bit of shift in the timing of this system near the end of the week there. Those rain chances increasing Thursday into Friday. So we will be tracking that very closely, but you're already seeing just what we could potentially see once that tropical system arrives here in the Commonwealth, and that's why we're going to be focusing on it as we go throughout much of this week ahead.
That one model showing 4+ inches of rain out in Rowan County. Crazy stuff there.
Could lead to some flooding, and obviously just something to be prepared for even as we go through the beginning of this week.
Yeah, all right. Thanks, Adam. Now you can step outside and see the moon. But first, an outbreak at an eastern Kentucky facility. Why officials say they're increasing testing. Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $57 million, and Wednesday night's Powerball jackpot is $37 million.
Working and attending school virtually without high-speed internet? That's the question hundreds of Kentucky families are asking.
We see the stories of students having to go sit in parking lots in order to access Wi-Fi.
WKYT investigates Monday at 6.
We are tracking a breaking news alert right now on WKYT.
New this morning, the Lexington Fire Department is investigating yet another fire here in the city. This one happened around 3 o'clock yesterday.
You don't know about this swing right here. All right, Cash, bring the juice. All right, I'm ready this time.
Benny's better at football. We're better at banking.
Now that's better.
UK Federal Credit Union. It's banking, only better.
I'm Andy Barr, and I approve this message. Carol was the greatest gift God could have ever given me. She was more than a blessing to me, to the girls, and to everyone who ever knew her. I hope I never have to experience as difficult a task in my life as that, is telling my girls that Mommy had gone to heaven. There's no words to express the gratitude that I have, that the girls have, for the outpouring of love and support during this difficult time. When there is no question that her number one priority always was her family. Her greatest purpose and mission in life was Eleanor and Mary Clay. That is her lasting legacy. We're all called to leave this place better than we found it. She cared very deeply about their future. And so she cared about the kind of country they were going to grow up in. And I know she still does.
We go now to another breaking story in Lexington, where there is a heavy police presence on Center Parkway just down the street from Tates Creek Middle and Elementary Schools. Still working to get information on what has happened. This is a live look at the scene right now. Our crew there working to get details from police. We will keep you updated on air and online as we learn more. Attorney General Daniel Cameron says he will not be announcing any findings in the Breonna Taylor investigation this week. Cameron responded to rumors on Twitter saying he would not be making an update on Tuesday, says his office is continuing to work through the case as part of an ongoing investigation. It's been now more than 5 months since Breonna Taylor was shot and killed by Louisville police. At least 8 people have tested positive for COVID-19 at the Eastern Kentucky Veterans Center in Hazard. Our sister station, WYMT, has learned that number includes veterans and facility staff. Office of Kentucky Veterans Center's Executive Director Mark Bowman says the facility is now undergoing aggressive testing. Some Kentucky names are expected to speak at this year's Republican National Convention. Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron, Senator Rand Paul, both expected to speak on night 2 of the convention on Tuesday. Nick Sandman, the student from Covington Catholic who was involved in a viral video last year, is also expected to speak that day. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell will speak on Thursday. The Republican National Convention kicks off tomorrow night. Coming up in sports, Maximum Security continues to dominate the horse racing circuit this summer.
He is a brilliant horse, and Saturday he battled a talented field at Del Mar with a spot in the Breeders' Cup Classic on the line. Here at the stretch call in just a few minutes. Plus, Terry Wilson is healthy and showing plenty of promise in preseason camp. Mark Stoops with high praise for QB1 when we come back.
The final days of the Great American Sales Event are here. It's your last chance to get 0% financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. And with great savings on America's best-selling brand, there's never been a better time to buy. Don't let the deals disappear with summer. Hurry in or shop online today. Right now, get 0% financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup at your local Ford store today. Don't wait. It's the final days of the Great American Sales Event.
I'm Governor Andy Beshear. What if you had COVID-19 and didn't know it? Would you act differently if you did know? The fact is many Kentuckians are symptom-free carriers, unknowingly spreading the disease to our most vulnerable and holding back our economy. None of us want that. So wear a mask. Help slow the spread. Do it for your loved ones. Do it for Kentucky's economy. Do it for you. Let's mask up, Kentucky.
When you're injured, you can count on me. There's only one Morgan & Morgan for the people.
Perspectives helps me with lots of projects. I'm building a new home, so they're helping me with window treatments, they're helping with my deck, they're helping with interior design. They have everything. They have everything you can think of. So I love Perspectives.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cook-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Lexington Overstock Warehouse is open this weekend only for our big Labor Day sale. Grab stylish and comfortable home furnishings, all at the lowest prices anywhere. And take advantage of 12 months interest-free financing. Don't miss our Labor Day sale. On now at Lexington Overstock Warehouse.
Sticky notes are part of our daily lives. And people have found some pretty creative uses for them. As Kentucky's insurance company, we appreciate the resourcefulness and the fact that billions of sticky notes are made each year right here in the Commonwealth. And we think that's something Kentuckians find pretty noteworthy. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Preseason practice number 3 is in the books for the UK football team, and we are finally seeing a healthy Terry Wilson back in action. After missing a majority of last season with a knee injury, QB1 is showing some of that flash that made him 12-3 as UK's starter. If the season started September 5th, like originally scheduled, Terry would be ready to roll week 1, but with the season starting September 28th, he has an extra 3 weeks to reacclimate to competition. Here's Mark Stoops on his starting quarterback after the first week of preseason practice.
He really has a good comfort level in that in the pocket, and he stepped up in the pocket, delivered the football down the field, threw it really well. But also when he made a decision to pull it down and run, I am really trying to be quick on my whistle, believe me, and I don't want to see him stretch it out and run. But he's pulling it down, and he's like a bolt again, just like he used to be. So when he pulls it down, he can really run and hurt some people.
I love Terry. He's a great dude, and he's always been professional about the way he handles everything, and that's why he's 12-3 as a starter, and we're excited to have him back just because of what he's able to do.
To horse racing, it is unfortunate, but maximum security will always be synonymous with his disqualification from the 2019 Kentucky Derby. It's not the horse's fault, but that is the narrative he's trying to buck. Now, since that DQ at the Derby, he has been fantastic, winning all over the world. Saturday night, Max with the chance to book his spot in the Breeders' Cup Classic with a win in the Pacific Classic. Here's the stretch call from Del Mar.
And they're into the stretch, and it's maximum security off the turn in front. Sharp Samurai has run a big one today, but with 1 furlong to run, Maximum Security has the lead. He's opened up by 2. Sharp Samurai is second, behind Maximum Security, who takes them all the way in the TVG Pacific Classic. Won it by 3 lengths over Sharp Samurai, and then it was midcourt and higher power, and a final time of 2:01.24.
He's a top horse, and I think people need to know that he is the real deal. And it's a shame what he's gone through. It's not his fault, but he is a great horse.
What a brilliant horse. We'll see Maximum Security November 7th at Keeneland. 104th running of the Indy 500. No fans in the stands. And with a couple of laps remaining, a scary, scary crash. Spencer Pigot losing control and smashing into the barrier. And the replay looks even worse. He was sent to a local hospital, and thankfully he is okay. So the race goes under caution after officials declined to throw a red flag. And Takuma Sato wins his second Indy 500. Scott Dixon, the 5-time champ, coming in second. And welcome back Evan White. After missing a couple of games after fouling a ball off of his knee, he drives in a career-high 6 runs. First, a 2-run double down the line to put Seattle up 3-1. Then 2 innings later, White with a missile. 3-run blast, his 5th career homer. And the Mariners win big Saturday, 10-1. And that's it for sports. Have a great week.
Tomorrow when you wake up, WKYT will get you where you need to go with live drive traffic on WKYT this morning. Brought to you by Morgan & Morgan.
At Baptist Health, we want you to know the facts. Visit BaptistHealthTalks.com to view a video of Drs. Aaron House and Travis Gilbert on the benefits of robotic-assisted surgery. Baptist Health Corbin. Be a healthier you.
I'm a mom, but also a prosecutor who is sworn to fight for law and order. And as violent mobs threaten to put Kentucky families at risk, I see Amy McGrath beholden to a party whose left wing is increasingly unhinged and violent. Mitch McConnell holds the line. He won't defund the police, and he confirms judges who follow the Constitution. While McGrath's party flirts with mob rule, Mitch is protecting Kentucky families.
I'm Mitch McConnell, and I approve this message.
Closed captioning on WKYT is sponsored by Cumberland Valley National Bank.
We don't have enough members of Congress who understand what it feels like to grow up poor. Doesn't understand what it feels like to struggle to put food on the table or struggle to pay for health insurance premiums. And I know because I was working hard and still poor. And I think we get some representatives like me in Congress and the folks who struggle, got somebody on the doggone floor shouting, we're going to do stuff that helps these people, my people. That's what I hope to be able to do.
I'm Josh Hicks, and I approve this message.
The Rally's Chicken Bites and Fries box is just $2, packed with all white meat chicken and our famous Rally's seasoned fries. It's the perfect craveable combo of flavors. Grab a box anytime, from lunch to late night. That's $2 for crispy chicken bites and seasoned fries to enjoy wherever you go. On a walk, on a dock, at your workplace, even out in space. When you're on the go, this deal is the way to go. The Chicken Bites and Fries box, only from Rally's, and only $2. Get Rally's delivered.
I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now there's Skyrizi. 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months after just 2 doses.
Skyrizi may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or coughs, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
I feel free to bare my skin. Visit Skyrizi.com.
Watch the Sports Buzz Nightly, weeknights at 7:30 on Facebook Live.
Well, we could see an isolated rain threat for tomorrow. Most of us really staying dry for the first half of this work week ahead. Then we're going to be tracking in that tropical moisture by the end of the week. Could put down a good amount of rain.
Have to prepare for a wet week ahead. All right, thanks for joining us. Have a great night. Stay safe.
At Speedway, we've always been here to get you what you need when you need it. We're committed to keeping our stores open, clean, and safe, so you can stay fueled and refreshed all summer long. We've got cold drinks for hot days and frozen drinks for even hotter ones, plus energy boosts, quick bites, and pick-me-ups. So no matter what you need, when you stop by, we'll be ready. Now buy any 3 cooler beverages and get 500 bonus Speedy Rewards points.
3, 2, 1.
Making it to University of Kentucky and then going on to play in the NBA, and just having the people of Lexington embrace me
means a great deal to me to come here and start my own Tony Delk Macular Regeneration Center. It means a lot to me. You know, instead of getting surgery or being addicted to prescription pain medication, you have something that you're healing yourself with. If you're in pain, come try the Tony Delk Macular Regeneration Center at 2537 Larkin Road.
When P-Rats opens a brand new store, all our stores celebrate the grand opening. We're celebrating our newest location on Nicholasville Road in the Crossroads Plaza with up to $1,000 bonus cash at up to 6 years with no money down. Buy any queen mattress set $4.99 or more and get a free power base upgrade. Beauty Rest Plus Pillow Top $9.99 plus free power base upgrade and free premium delivery. Serta grand opening special purchase. Twin full or queen, your choice. Memory foam or Euro Top $3.99.
Nobody beats P-Rats.
Before you see it anywhere else, you'll see it on WKYT's Twitter.
Explore, compare, and find your car at mancars.com. Man, what a deal.
The following